don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm.
Well, I'll tell you, Kinky's laid back. He's in here in studio with us. He's got his cowboy hat off, so he can put his headphones on and take your calls. And he's eating a, Kinky, what kind of cookie is that you're eating?
I hope it's not organic. I don't know. It's a cookie that Little Juford gave me. Little Juford is kind of the trail boss. He's a Jew, and he drives a Ford. Little Juford. That's really funny, isn't it, Alex?
Kinky, you're just something else, man. You're absolutely...
Well, you know, these people are, at least they've stopped asking me, am I serious, you know. A lot of folks were asking that. Now they're saying, can my daughter get a job with you, you know.
Well, let's get serious here.
We're going to win this thing. That's what I think is going to happen.
We had a whole plethora of callers they were holding from some previous issues. Folks, the phones are wide open right now, specifically about the Trans-Texas Corridor, North American Union, the open borders, any type of gubernatorial issue, because this affects the whole country. Texas is the battleground for all of this. The toll-free number to join us is 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. We'll get you up and on the air with Kinky Friedman. Kinky, getting serious, specific policies. You're saying, yeah, that's a good idea. Guard troops on the border. Yeah, that's a good idea, you know, to do this or that. Lay out really what your policies are across the board on property taxes, on everything. Break it down for us. I mean, here's an example. The legislature's almost passed a bill to put transponders in all the inspection stickers to start taxing us by the mile as you drive down the road. That was narrowly defeated last session. They say they're bringing it back. What would Kinky Friedman do about that?
Get rid of it. More and more ways of taxing us is what they're coming up with. The worst being the tax on small business. Never vote for a Republican who raises your taxes. Never do that. When you got an $8.4 billion surplus, you got to tax small business? No, the answer is legalize casino gambling to create a permanent revenue stream of $6 to $8 billion. That'll pay for education. Then the property taxes will come tumbling down. And then we can get rid of this small business tax.
Now, I'm not a big fan of gambling, but I do think it's a free country. But, you know, we see these billboards about how $8 billion has been raised for education.
Lies. Those are lies. It's not true. If it's been raised, it hasn't got to education. I'll tell you why. The state of Georgia, every student with a B average or better in high school goes to college free. Did you know that, Alex?
No, I didn't know that.
You know why? Because of the Georgia lottery. In Texas, not one kid goes to college free because of the Texas lottery, and not one teacher has had a raise because of the Texas lottery.
Well, it's had a lot of...
I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're buying computers, or I think they're lining their pockets with it, lobbyists and politicians.
Well, I know the lottery here has had a lot of corruption problems.
Yes, it has, right from the beginning. And this was not what Ann Richards wanted. You know, when she had the Texas lottery, when she came up with the thing, the hope was that this would help education. It hasn't. And we've got to, as far as the legalized casino gambling is concerned, we've got to constitutionally dedicate that money to get to education. And to do that, you need to appoint people who don't like the Crips or the Bloods, people who are honest. And boy, that's tough to find in politics today.
So you don't care if the lobbyists come to you and say, hey, don't control the border, Kinky, you're going to say no.
No, I'm not going to say no because I'm not going to meet a lobbyist. I'm going to do just what Jesse Ventura did, refuse to meet a lobbyist for the whole time I'm governor. That'll be the first Texas governor who's done that since Sam Houston.
You just brought up a key point. Ventura on the night show, the Tonight Show, nationally on television, came out and said that the official story on 9/11 is a complete fraud and a lie. And he jumped up out of his chair and he said, I killed people in Vietnam based on a lie. I lost a lot of friends over there. That's basically the quote. What do you think about the official story of 9/11, Kinky?
Well, I would have to disagree with Jesse about that. I've come to really respect and admire him, though. He's a conspiracy theorist. I mean, you say the words JFK, and he'll talk for 4 hours on the subject.
Like 90% of Americans believe it was an inside job.
You know, I'll tell you something, Alex. Let me take back what I said. Noticing what happens with the guy my friend who bought the horny toad license plate, being told as he bought it, this goes to state parks and goes to helping wildlife and preserving the horny toad, and now finding out that it goes into a general fund to help balance the budget. I don't trust these guys anymore. After the lottery, I don't trust them. So anything's possible. Yeah, it is possible.
You're saying the official story of 9/11 could be a fraud?
Could be. Yeah, could be.
Have you seen the evidence towards it being a fraud?
No, have not.
Have you looked into that? Would you?
No, it's done. It's something that it's just something that wouldn't blow me away to find out that there was some truth to it. But basically, at the moment, I trust the train. I just think the train of Texas is in the ditch, and I think that you can't count on these people that have been in politics for 89 years to put the train back on track. It's got to come from the outside. It's got to be the people of Texas, not the legislators.
What do you think about these calls to get rid of posse comitatus, the 1878 law, and start using federal troops in law enforcement in the U.S.?
Never heard of it. I've heard of pussy comitatus. I don't know what it is. What does it do?
Well, I'm sure you've heard that in Latin America or in Russia they have troops on the streets, but here in the U.S. we're not supposed to have the military involved in law enforcement, and the federal government's been trying to basically turn America into a police state.
Yeah, well, obviously I'm against that. I think it's a bad idea. I'm against most of the things that happen in Washington, and let me tell you, I don't think you need to worry about it, because Washington does stuff like, what's the bill? They solved all this immigration crap 20 years ago. They just don't implement anything. So you can have a great idea, and it'll never happen, because these guys will rob us blind. The money changers are in the temple right now, right here in Texas, and we got to get them out of the temple before we're going to see any results. That's all there is to it.
Kinky, you're a real character, as people know, and that's an understatement. Tell us a little bit about how you grew up, what you did, where you're from here in Texas.
Kerrville, Texas, where I live now. I grew up in Houston and Austin, and I'm the oldest living Jew in Texas who doesn't own any real estate. And let's see, I was in the Peace Corps for a while, and that has given me the idea of the Texas Peace Corps, which is to bring retired folks back to the public schools who have the most love and wisdom and knowledge to give, and let them teach art and shop and vocation and music and life experiences. All the things that have been stripped out of the public schools of Texas. Bring them back.
Fantastic. Let's take some calls. You can put that headset on, Commander. Do me a favor. Stay a little bit over this way so we can get you a nice, pretty mug there on TV, Commander.
That's my best profile.
And we've also got Dallas TV here, WFAA, the big TV station. Channel 8's here covering what's happening.
That it, Alton and Yeaton.
Yep. Yeah. So do you do any deer hunting?
Did. I stopped when I was about 14. I haven't in a long, long time. But
you got tired of having to skin them and gut them, and
yeah, right. I'm not a hunter, but I believe hunting's necessary, and good game management's a good idea.
You believe in the Second Amendment?
Yeah, I do.
110%?
Yeah.
You believe there shouldn't be infringements?
No, I don't. I do believe there should not be infringements.
Good. So
I just personally, I don't carry a weapon myself, so if somebody's going to shoot me, they better remember to bring their own gun.
Absolutely, but it doesn't concern you though that this is an unusual radio station. Right over here in this safe behind me, we got the big guns to protect ourselves. You like that, don't you?
It feels good, yeah.
It does feel good.
It does, yeah.
Because a free human's armed, aren't they?
I'm with you. Amen, brother.
All right, let's
washed in the same blood you are.